арбитра на усмотрение рефери. Бой продолжается в самой концовке. Ответ в исполнении Петра попадает и роняет.
In a sport where weight classes exist for safety, these fighters break the rules. They step into the cage at half size, facing men built like giants. But power isn't measured in pounds, it's measured in skill, speed and survival. In this video, we're taking a look at fights where giants are destroyed by opponents half their size. But before we begin, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Let's go!
Fist here upon man Choi. Again, Fedor going for it. He got it. Fedor does it.
Let's start with the fight between Don Frye and Taro Akebono.
そうですね、Akebono 選手ももう本当に気持ちで戦うと思うんですけれども、
さあ谷川貞治さん、そして船木正和さん、お二方に解説をお願いしますが、谷川さん、本当に楽しみです。
そうですね、今元気選手が言ったように、ドンフライって逃げないと思うんですよ。
As the fight began, Akebono immediately tried to lean on Don Frye, forcing him to carry his weight and war constantly.
先に組みついていったのは横綱Akebono選手の方でしたね。
1年半イライラした時間を過ごしたドンフライがそのストレスを発散させるかのようにスタートしていく。
お互い至近距離からのですね、積極的に打ってそうですね。いいですね、こういう形で
とにかくドンフライも殴り倒す。高山さんを思い出すわけでありますが、もうすでに
グラウンドになるとちょっと苦手だと思うんですよね。この組み合いだったらこの状態ですね。
It was a real tough round for Frye. Akebono won't give him any breathing room and stayed in the clinch the entire time.
していたドンフライであります。ちょっと距離を置いた。Akebono出ていく。Akebono 元気です。膝を出した。
いいんじゃないですか、いいんじゃないですか。
やはり予想以上の圧力であります。とにかく一発が重いというそんなAkebonoですよね。一心に背負ってここまで戦ってきたドンフライ。
もうちょっとよく見て打ついですね。
In the second round, Akebono was already visibly tired, but continued to press forward.
当たりましたよ、今右当たりましたよ。今ちょっと引きましたね。ここチャンスですね。いけばリーチも長いですし、そうですね。パンチ力もこの距離で
戦ってたら詰めない方が
いいと思います。
打ってった方が
その裏返しかもしれませんが、打ち合い殴り合い、それを期待している代々木第一体育館。
まあドンフライとしてはしょうがないです。
殴っていくところまではいいんですが、
そうですね。この右いいですよね。
もうファイナルラウンドも2分を切りました。
At one point, Frye took advantage of a small opening and landed a low kick that tripped Akebono.
しかしちょっと呼吸が上がってきたか。しかしまだ目は生きています。
かなり下のね。
倒れた。Akebono倒れた。すかさずここで上になる。
From there, Frye locked in a choke and finished the fight.
動かなくてはいけないAkebono、動きました。しかし首を取りに行った。首を取りに行った。チョキ入った。
1ラウンド同様、2ラウンドも殴り合いに打って出た両者。しかし互いに決定打が出ないまま時間が過ぎていく。Akebonoのスタミナが切れたところを狙ってドンフライがテイクダウンを奪う。そのまま一気にフロントチョークを決めた。体格差をものともせず見事一本勝利を飾ったドンフライ。
Next up, Genki Sudo vs Butterbean.
第1試合が行われます。左バタービン、そして右須藤。谷川さん、一目瞭然のこの両者の体格ですが、
すごい本当にね、史上例のない体重差ですが、
From the opening rounds, Genki began circling around Butterbean, avoiding that early power at all costs. And rightly so, because Butterbean could have absolutely knocked his head off his shoulders.
この須藤元気はバタービンの膝に向かって足を飛ばしていきたいと。ただこれはもう距離が近くなったところでバタービンのパンチをもらったら一発ですから。
そうですね。
とにかく対戦するボクサーがいずれもパワーの取った人だと思ったところで戦ったところびっくりするというのがこれがバタービン。
そうですね。
2ポンド、大体3.6 キロぐらい食べるってことですけどね。
普通のボクサーはね、節制するんです。
Genki played it smart. He started taunting Butterbean, making him angrier and more reckless, which caused Butterbean to begin chasing him around the ring.
ボクサーとしてどう見ます？ボ
クサーとしては
In the final minute of round 1, Genki finally went for what he had been planning all along, a single leg takedown.
取りましたね。
足を取りに行きました。
After the takedown, Genki locked in a perfectly executed fight-ending heel hook.
いやー、左のパンチ、
下から流れても痛いと思いますけど、
はい、寝技ありのルールは知ってるけれどねと、とにかくパンチだけで倒せる自信があるんだと。
ただ、ちゃんとホールドしますよね、胴体をね。
よくやってますね。
やってます、やってます。
きちんとガードポジションに入っています。
ああ、一人行きましたね。
ヒールいけるか、須藤はヒールいけるか。
ああ、タップです。タップ
している。1ラウンドは立ち技で勝負して終了間際に寝技、そしてこの第2ラウンドまたに立ち上がり。
Let's move on to the fight between Bob Sapp and Tivadar Kankli.
Hogy az első 2-3 perc a kritikus, ezt kell valahogy átvészelni, nem fog eltáncolni, nem fog elfutkározni Bob Sapp elől.
Despite being the much smaller man, Tivadar started manhandling Sapp right from the get-go.
Egészen hihetetlen képeket látunk. Ott van egy térd! És lenn van Bob Sapp! Lenn van a... Mehet tovább. Mehet tovább. Ezt nem értettem, mi történt. Itt mögöttem megőrülnek, főleg a hölgyek is, és megint lenn van Sapp.
What happened in that ring was total chaos.
70 kilót mozgatni is nagyon nehéz. Ott van a könyökös. Jaj, vigyázz, mi? Vigyázz! Tivadar. Kiesnek a ringből, hihetetlen! A bírót is elküldön, a Bob Sapp megőrült. Én azt gondolom, hogy teljesen elveszítette a cérnát itt a háttérben.
As the brawl went on, Tivadar began landing some solid shots that really hurt Sapp and quickly brought the fight to an end.
Nagyon jól csinálja, nagyon jól csinálja, amit csak kész, vége! Egy könyökös! Ezt vártuk! Vége, lekönyökölte, vége! Vége, Bob Sappnek vége van. Ennyi volt, a bestia lefeküdt. Véget ért a mérkőzés! Tivadar megcsinálta. A bestia feküdt. Tivadar megverte a 100 kilóval nehezebb. Tájföldi Connor Singh neki ment egy 50 kilóval nehezebb. Igen, 100 kilós embereket, 70-75 kilósan megvert, 100-110 kilós embereket. 70. Józsi, 100? Na nézzük a lassítást. Mi történhetett az óriással?
One of the most effective tactics against a much bigger and taller opponent is to overwhelm them with pressure, and Mighty Mo did exactly that against Hongman Choi. Right from the start, Mo pressed forward, as if he were the bigger man in the fight.
그러다가 뭐 밀고 들어올 텐데. 네. 놓으려고 하는 순간.
라이트로 치면서 들어오는 마이티 모. 자, 최홍만이 받고 있고요.
밑으로 내려갑니다만.
네네.
정원 선수 막고 있습니다. 자, 수 있고요.
네, 생각을 해야 되겠습니다. 떨어지면서 펀치 날립니다만, 최홍만도 맞받고 있습니다. 마이티 모의 라이트. 최홍만. 자, 눈 살아 있어야지. 자, 라이트 다시. 마이티 모. 원투가 들어가고요. 자, 최홍만이 펀치를 내면서 최홍만의 앞면에 몇 차례 걸리고 있습니다. 바디. 마이티 모. 어퍼컷 최홍만 네티. 최홍만.
The strategy worked perfectly. Instead of using his reach advantage and maintaining distance, Hongman Choi decided to brawl, and he paid for it dearly.
최홍만, 마이티 모의 왼손. 야, 살짝 미소를 보이는 마이티 모. 라이트!
걸렸습니다.
최홍만이
인사를 하고 있습니다.
신장 리치를 건너뛰는 좀 무지막지한 핵펀치가
네.
이건 뭐 트럭이 충돌하는 느낌이겠죠.
네.
안타깝습니다, 최홍만.
네.
Let's move on to the fight between Igor Vovchanchyn and Paul Varlens. Paul was determined to take the fight to the ground, aggressively charging at Igor. However, Igor, who came from a kickboxing background, used solid footwork and sharp counters to start tagging Paul early.
He went 13 minutes and 40 seconds. Already, Paul Varlens' face is puffed up, Ron.
Paul was trying to use that weight on him. But I don't know if that's going to work against Igor because Igor's really tough. He's got great punches.
But in their punches.
Yes, incredible. And especially this Igor guy, he's hitting very, very hard.
I think the polar bear was hoping more, but right there, a couple of rights, a left, a kick to the midsection by Igor. It looked like Igor Vovchanchyn, despite the fact he went 13 minutes and 40 seconds, still has lots of flair inside him, Ron.
As the fight progressed, Igor's shots became more vicious and punishing. He kept up the savagery until Paul's body simply began to give out on him.
He's got an incredible hard cheek. He's got a few hard punches, and again, this is unbelievable. My God, that Igor guy's hitting hard. He's very strong.
Oh, and Paul is knocked down. Paul is knocked down.
5 seconds. The winner by TKO, Igor Vovchanchyn.
Next up, Fedor Emelianenko versus Choi.
Confident with this one, even because the size difference.
No kick, no knees. Okay? No knees, okay?
Fedor used a similar tactic, pushing the giant to the edge and attacking immediately.
Most everyone else picking him as Fedor shoots in on the big man. And Choi takes him down.
After an unsuccessful takedown attempt, Fedor spent a few tense seconds underneath the massive Choi, but he quickly made a slick transition into an armbar that nearly finished the fight.
For the armbar. He's got it. Going for the armbar. Choi pulls loose. I can't believe he got out of that. That was tight. I thought it was over.
Once they were back on their feet, Fedor went for another takedown, and once again Choi ended up on top.
Hawkman Choi. He's trying to do a sambo trip. He can't do it because he's just so big. And Choi again on top.
But here's the twist. Fedor did it on purpose. He had identified Choi's weak point, defensive grappling. Fedor immediately attacked the arm again, and this time the armbar was successful.
Hawkman Choi. Again, Fedor going for it. He got it. He got it. He's got it. Fedor does it. Look at this armbar, the extension on it. Fedor's completely locked out. For those of you that practice in jiu-jitsu, getting to this position is very difficult on a man your own size, let alone somebody of Hangman Choi's size. Because look, once Fedor gets it in, his knee is by his head. He's already tapping, but he extends out.
Next up, Bernardo versus Butterbean.
プロボクシング65勝3敗アメリカボクシング界では知らない人はいないバタービーンを
The first round was absolutely wild. Bernardo used his kickboxing skills to move around the boxer Butterbean, punishing him with heavy kicks.
サローキックを右のフックベルナルドの体が速いですかねバタービーンスピードが気持ちとしてはねバタービーンの方が強いと思いますからはい大きな武器となっているこの脂肪あローキックの連続痛がってる痛がってるローが効いているさあそれでも右が来る前に殴り倒すあローをもたれかかるようにしてダウンこれはどうだ効いたのか
Butterbean didn't even get a chance to unleash his power, as Bernardo was constantly out of range.
さすがアメリカボクシング界2度目のダウン時間は30秒切っています第1ラウンド右のフックさあベルナルドのラッシュあと1回のダウンでノックアウト勝ちさあ効いている膝蹴りどうださあどうだあと3秒2秒1秒持つかバタービーンまず最初のダウン前のめりもたれかかるようにしてバタービーンが前
Mike sealed the deal in the second round, sending shockwaves through Butterbean's body with a series of devastating kicks.
今のと風になったと思うんですけど
またローキック痛い効いている効いている足元がふらついているバタービーンお6月は165キロあーバタービーンダウンマイク・ベルナルド第2ラウンドの
いやでもなんかすごい見た目は可愛いですよねびっくりしました動きが結構
この愛嬌のある
Let's move on to the fight between Zuluzinho and Pyotr Romankevich.
Okay guys, you know the rules, protect yourself all the time, follow to my command. Touch gloves if you want, and go back to the corner.
In the first few minutes of the round, there wasn't much action. Zuluzinho applied lazy pressure, while Pyotr barely threw any counters to keep him at bay.
Давать указания друг другу.
Ну, сейчас приноравливается, опять же меняя стойку, но нужно аккуратно.
Suddenly, Zuluzinho went for a takedown, executed it successfully, and began smothering Pyotr on the ground.
К примеру, сейчас выйдет каким-то образом на тот же север-юг, у Петра могут быть проблемы. Вот сейчас идет на треугольник, всегда в таких моментах кажется, что может вырвать руку сопернику.
But then the referee suddenly stood them up. Romankevich didn't waste any time. He immediately unleashed a series of savage, fight-ending strikes.
Арбитр на усмотрение рефери. Бой продолжается в самой концовке. Ответ в исполнении Петра попадает и роняет. Нокаут, причем нокаут просто отписать глубочайший нокаут на самом деле. Надеюсь, что в хайлайте, конечно же, мы увидим, как работал Зулузинho в партере. Вот тот эпизод хотелось бы увидеть, если, конечно, колено было мощнейшее навстречу. Тем более, еще раз повторюсь, Романкевич это супер тяжеловес, 107 килограммов.
Next up, Sandu Lungu versus Thomasz Czerwiński. True to his savage style, Sandu immediately put Thomas against the cage and took him down.
Low kick trimis acolo, da, de Czerwiński.
Iată, înclingi pe cei doi coloși. Ca un tăvălug acest Sandu Lungu. Mondial și european de jiu-jitsu brazilian Camil Moldoveanu. Iată pe Sandu. Aproape că îl duce la sol. Trebuie să-l mai tragă puțin pe colos și da!
From there, he unleashed relentless ground and pound, punishing Thomas like he owed him money.
70 de kilograme peste tine. E în demigardă Sandu Lungu și trimite aceste lovituri de ciocan, însă e greu să are fața spartă polonezul. Asta arată forța lui Sandu Lungu. Nu trebuie să obosească totuși Sandu. Au trecut 2 minute și acesta nu mai poate să mai respire. Se pune cu pieptul peste fața adversarului și acesta nu mai poate să respire.
The first round was absolute hell for Thomas, as Sandu dominated him with brutal ground strikes.
Știe că nu are aproape nicio soluție în aceste momente.
Muntele Bihorului este o poreclă potrivită pentru Sandu Lungu. Și nu vreau să imaginez ce s-ar fi întâmplat pe vremea vikingilor, vremea care îi place lui.
But by the end of the round 1, Thomas pulled off one of the craziest comebacks in MMA history. Spotting an opening, he transitioned with lightning speed and started raining punches on Lungu, until the referee stepped in to stop the fight.
Iată și aceasta este o finalizare preferată de Sandu Lungu.
S-a răsucit acolo și lovește în cascadă, polonez acum serie de croșee. Moment dificil pentru Sandu, serie de
Sandu,
lovituri.
trebuie să te ridici din acel loc! Trimite polonezul lovituri, se apără Sandu Lungu acolo, lovește în blocaj, dar Sandu trebuie să se ridice în acest moment din acel loc, lovituri de genunchi pentru polonez. Aceste lovituri încasate de Sandu au fost câteva și în blocaj, au fost...
Next, Magomed Ismailov versus Alexander Emelianenko.
Если я сказал стоп, значит стоп. Пожали руки, разошлись по углам. Желаю удачи.
This fight was absolute madness. Magomed took savagery to a whole other level. From the opening seconds, both men traded wild shots, until Magomed decided to take the fight to the ground. From there, he slowly but surely began to put a serious beating on Alexander, with the end of the first round being nothing short of brutal.
Контролирует локтем очень хорошо Магомед Исмаилов. Здесь справа и слева еще. Началась. Смотрим внимательно на лицо Александра Емельяненко. Если там повреждений пока не видно. Здесь эту руку отключит сейчас и наверняка попытается попасть. Александра Емельяненко. Поединки против...
The second round started the same way, with both fighters swinging for the fences. Magomed continued to dominate with his wrestling and ruthless ground and pound, carrying that control into the third round, and making this one of the worst experiences of Alexander's life. By the third round, Alexander's face was a bloody mess, and after another vicious flurry of ground and pound, the referee finally stepped in to stop the beatdown. Let's move on to the fight between Mirko Cro Cop and Choi.
Sudo Genki さん、そして谷川貞治さんでお送りしてまいります。スペシャルリポーターを務めた吉澤久さんにも加わっていただきます。吉澤さん。
Mirko's game plan was to stay at kicking range and pick Choi apart with body kicks and brutal low kicks, while Choi wanted none of that and tried to pin him down.
ハイキックもありますけれども、
ハイキックもありますけど、ローから崩されて最後は
なかなか顔面捉えるのが難しいんじゃないのかなと思いますね。
なるほど。下からね2階にこう打ち上げるような形になりますもんね。
絶対にグラウンドには行くなと。相手ビビっているからパンチをもっと繰り出していけ。
左のボディーブロー、
腫れてますね。
チョンマン
一発いったんだ。
前出てきました。さあ捕まえるか。
ちょっと本間が捕まえられないって感じですよね。
ローキックインローを受けてチェ・ホンマンが前に出ます。で下手にその膝を打ちに行ったところにまた逆にミルコのカウンターを食らう危険性もあるわけですよね。インローがちょっと今下腹部に入りましたか。
By the end of the first round, Mirko landed the kill shot, a devastating low kick to the knee that collapsed the giant and ended the fight.
組み合ったところが一つのポイントになるでしょうね。
ミルコのローブロー、おっと左インローが入りました。チェ・ホンマン、膝を抱えて倒れ込んだ。これは序盤に見せた避けたところ、そして最後です。再三にわたってこの左の内を攻めてきたわけですけれども、
これが結果的に KO につながっちゃいましたね。
And let's wrap it up with the fight between James Thompson and Tsuyoshi Kosaka. This one was a slugfest from start to finish. Kosaka didn't flinch at Thompson's size and went after him hard from the opening seconds, giving Thompson serious problems both on the feet and on the ground.
Ashton, now go round the back door. Stand up, yes, that's it. Knees, Jen, knees. Knees are on, and uppercuts, good. Go on, James, and up, yes. Take James, that's it, use your weight.
As the second round came around, both fighters refused to quit. But Kosaka's willpower was on another level. He poured it on high volume of strikes, each one thrown with the intent to knock James out.